The one other thing I think I'll point out is the usefulness of a local database in distributing data. So if you were, let's say, a compound supplier and wanted to provide a database of all your structures and related information, or let's say you were a contract research organization doing some research for a pharmaceutical company or something, and you wanted to show your results to them, a very nice way of doing this is to use a local database, populate it using any of these mechanisms we've spoken about, and then send them that local database. All it is a set of files on disk, and we can actually see this. This database we've been using here. If we go to the file manager here, if we look at IJC projects, this project we've been working on here is called IJC Project XXX. And all you need to do to make that project available to someone else is to zip it up, send it to your colleague. They will then unzip it and then open that project in InstantJChem, and they get all the data, all the forms, everything you have done. And so this can be a very nice way of distributing data between organizations or between people within an organization. Of course, it's not true data sharing, because if the person you send the database to starts making changes, you won't see those changes. If you want that to happen, then obviously you need to be using a shared database. You need to connect to a MySQL or an Oracle database in multi-user mode. But as a basic way of distributing data to other people, where you want a lot of control over how they're going to actually see the data, so you can design the forms and you can design exactly how they're going to view and use the data, InstantJChem and the local database can be a very nice way of doing that.
Can we have two structured tables with a parent-child relationship? Is the question.
Yes, you can. Yeah, there's no limitation on what types of tables you can have at any position in the relationship. You can have a structured table as the parent and a structured table as a child, and the relationship between them can be any of the relationship types, one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many. The one limitation that I probably should point out is that an entity can only be present once in any particular data tree. Now, so far we haven't found that to be a limitation. I should probably point that out. So you can't put the same entity at multiple locations in a data tree. If you particularly wanted to do that, you could probably get around it by creating a view of the table and creating a second entity that was in effect just a view of the first one. But that's the only limitation. Oh no, there's one other limitation as well. We don't support foreign key constraints, well, relationships from the table to itself. So we don't at the moment support self-referential relationships. But again, that hasn't so far been much of a limitation.
I mean, in terms of the universe, how much are we covering here with the functionality that's already there?
Oh, that's a difficult one, really, because every case is different. I'm sure there will be people who find those limitations, but so far we haven't really had reports of those being major problems.
Yeah, but the model's robust anyway, so it's all extensible.